Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly. So today we are going to continue with part 2 of my Neverland mini album tutorial. As you saw, we worked on the cover and today we are going to work on the pages. So let's do it. So today we are working on the Neverland mini album again. As you know, this is a tutorial for JS Hobbies and Crafts, and you will have the link to the store and all the supplies that we need to make this mini album. I am super excited about this collection. So let's get working with the pages. So I am working with 12 by 12 85-pound cardstock, and this is the Heartfelt Creations cardstock. You can also find it on the store, of course. So for the pages, I am going to need 2 pieces. The first one we are going to cut at 7.5 by 9 3/4, and the second piece is going to be 7.5 by 10 3/4. So then we're gonna grab the larger piece and we're going to score 1/2 inch on each side along the 10 3/4 inch side. So I am just going to do that. And then we're just simply going to fold along the score lines. We're going to add some double-sided tape on both of the flaps. And just cut this one out. Let me do the other side as well. There we go. And then we're just going to place the smaller one right on top. And now we're just gonna join them together. So I am going to remove just a little bit of the tape, and I am just going to center this and make sure it's even. And once I know where I want it, then I'm gonna press on this sticky side and remove the rest of the tape. And then I'm just gonna hold the center and take off this tape here. Okay, and now we have the page, and we are going to do 2 more. Okay, so I have my 3 pages ready, and now let's start with the first. Okay, so for the first page, I'm going to use my scrap pieces that I have from making the pages, and I'm going to cut these pieces at 2 1/4 by 6. Okay, so your pieces should measure right now, I think this measures 4.5 by 12, so basically we're just gonna cut them in 4. Okay, so 2.5 by 6, and we are going to need 9 of those pieces. Then we are just going to fold them in half, just like that, and press down the center. Okay, so now I have my 9 pieces. Then I'm gonna grab my design paper and I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. So it will be just at the end of the book. And I'm going to cut this into 2 inches. So I'm going to do 2 and 2. And then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm just gonna grab all of them together, and I'm going to cut these at 2 3/4. Okay, so then I glued my image in the same order as the paper into my little booklets that we made, these little ones, to create the image, kind of like a little puzzle. So now I'm gonna bring my base over again, and I'm going to start gluing this down. Now to keep this closed, you can add 2 little magnets here, or you can use some Velcro. So I'm just gonna glue them down for now. So I'm going to start and you kind of want to leave about 1/2 inch on the top and 1/2 inch on the side, so it will be centered at the end. So I just made a little pencil mark, I don't know if you can see that, where I'm going to start my first little square, or not square, but you know, rectangle. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue my first one on that little mark, just like that. And then I am going to continue with the next one. So I am going to go right next to it. Okay, so now we are done adding our layout, and like I said, you can keep it closed using tiny magnets, or if you don't have magnets, you can use some Velcro. So I am just going to use a little bit of Velcro. Okay, so my first page is ready. So now we're gonna work on the back side. So I'm going to start with a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I am going to cut this at 6 inches. And at 6 inches again. So I'm going to have 4 pieces of 6 by 6. Then I'm going to score each one of these at 3 inches. And then we're gonna flip it and score at 3 inches again. Okay, so now we're gonna fold along the score lines for both lines. And then I am just going to do a cut on one of them, just like this, just up to the center. And then I am just gonna bring one of these that we cut to the opposite corner. So we're just gonna fold it like so. And we are just gonna press down on one of the sides. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again. So we have the square, we do a little cut, and then we're gonna fold this to the top and do that. And then what I'm going to do is we're gonna glue these two together. Okay, so we're just gonna stand this up, and then we're gonna fold this over, and I'm going to glue right on this side, and just glue it like that. So then we have kind of like a 3D page, and then we're just simply going to fold along this little line on the center. We're gonna push that in, so we're gonna push that up and together. It's kind of hard to see, but so here is the line on the center. So we're just gonna push this together and fold this down. And now I'm going to press this really good, and we are going to do the same to the other 3. Okay, so now I have the 4 little folding pieces, and as you see, they open up like that. Okay, so next I'm going to cut a new sheet, and I need a piece of 6 by 6. Actually, I'm going to do 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So now I am going to find the center of this piece. So I am just going to join the corners with my pencil, and I'm just gonna mark an X on the center, just like that. And right with my lines join, I am going to poke a little hole, just like that. And I am going to use a little brad. So let me just grab one here. Okay, just any brad you have, I'm gonna use that one. So then I'm going to pick my design paper for this page. So I am gonna use the rest of my green crocodile page that I use on the spine. So we are going to cut this at 7¼ by 9½. So now I'm just gonna ink around. So now I have my page ready. Before I glue this down, I'm not gonna do that yet. I am going to see where I want to put this page. This is going to be a rotating page. So since I already poked the hole here, I am just going to match it and poke the hole through that page as well. So now I'm going to slide in my little brad, and I'm just going to fold it on this side. If I can fold it. Okay, so we're going to make sure this spins around. It's getting fun already. And then I am going to use a couple of magnets to keep this together. So I am going to put one here and one there, and now I'm just going to secure this using my double-sided tape. So maybe one here and the other one just right there. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure this is straight on the page. We're gonna turn this around and add the magnets. Oops, one is there and one is there. So before I glue that, I want to make sure it is even, and it is. So now I'm just going to add more tape right there. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the pieces that we just made, and we are going to glue these pieces down. So before we glue them down, make sure that when you open them, so number one, you want to make sure that your folding part is not glued down, like, you know, your folding part should be standing up. So here I have my folding part here, so it's gonna go down. My folding part is here, so it will go down. If you put your folding part on the bottom, then this is not gonna go down, so you will know how it goes. So then we are going to put them together like this, back to back. Okay, just so we know that it's kind of like a cross on the center when they stand up. All right, so now that I have them how I want them, and I know the black is really hard to see, but basically you want all the walls to the inside and all the openings to the outside. So I am going to start by gluing, let's just start with this one here. Now that I have them, I just realized this one, it's kind of crooked, so I'm just going to quickly take it out and just place it again. And I am going to place this right here. Okay, so now that I have them, we are going to go ahead and add this whole thing onto our page. So now we have our little 3D pop-up page that also rotates, and that's fun. Okay, so now I'm going to use this design here, and I am going to cut a piece that measures 5 3/4. So I am actually gonna try to center it. Maybe like this. Okay, so 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So this measures 6. So I'm just gonna take out just a little bit on that side, and then I am going to need another piece of 6 by 6. Okay, so I have my 6 by 6 base and my little image. So now I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna open this up, and I am gonna toss my magnets, a new set of magnets, on the same spot where we had our magnets. So then I'm going to secure those magnets with my tape. So I'm gonna do that and this one. If you can see it, you can see the tape. And then I'm going to add a couple more magnets on the other two layouts that did not have the magnet. So for those ones, you can just put them right on the middle. And I am using 10mm magnets. So I'm gonna put this one there and that one down there. Okay, so now I have my 4 magnets, so I'm gonna press this down, and I'm going to put my 6 by 6 card that we just cut on right on top. I'm not going to glue it. I am just simply going to toss the 4 magnets in place. Let's see if I can grab it. That one, oops, and this one. Okay, so now I have the 4 magnets, and I am just going to cover those up. So now make sure that your cardstock is center, and then secure your magnets right in place. Oops, put that one there, and we got one more. It's just a lot of magnets, but it's actually not that complicated. So I am going to take off the tape here. Okay, and I'm going to put my image. Now of course I'm going to add a little bit of this dressing around before I add it. Okay, perfect. So now I am just going to glue this right here and cover all those magnets. Okay, so now this is going to be our what do you call this? This is going to be our cover, our closure for this page. So we simply then remove these these magnets are quite strong, so we are going to remove this card, and then we have our interactive page. So now we can go ahead and cover all of this up with paper, but I am going to do that at the end. Since they're small pieces, I am just going to use my scraps for this part, or you can simply just add your pictures in here, or you know, just you can also add craft color cardstock, so you know those are places to put pictures. Okay, so we're gonna leave it like that for now. Now I'm going to use the reverse side of the cover, and I am going to cut out this part that says The Lost Boy. So now I'm just going to ink around this as well, and I'm just going to add these on the top of the page. So we're gonna put that in there, and then I think I found something that I like here from this sheet of cut parts. I think I like this that says never is an awfully long time. So I'm gonna cut that out as well and add it to my page. Okay, so now I'm just going to add this right here on the center, just to fill this space. Okay, so we are done with page 2, and I just love playing with different interactive features. I hope that you guys give it a try. And so yeah, I love it. I might make this my page 1. I don't know, I just love how everything is centered. I think it looks very nice. So I hope that you guys are enjoying the tutorials so far. I'm trying to keep my tutorials a little bit shorter so they're easier to upload. So I am breaking this into probably a couple more parts. So yeah, so I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.